Hello, this is Ray from DC Rainmaker. What I've got here today is the Garmin Vivoactive and a couple of different accessory bands that they have. Now there's a whole slew of bands out there, starting off with the black leather band here. You see it says genuine leather on it, and there's also a white leather band. And then beyond that, there are additional color bands. There's this kind of rubbery plastic one, the very same plastic that's used, the same rubber that's used on the band that comes with the unit, but this is in a blue color, and then there's more beyond that. It's like Skittles, the colors of the rainbow. So there's berry and all sorts of other kind of fruit sounding names. But we're gonna go ahead and swap it to the leather one. So I'm gonna move this other one out of the way for the moment. Now the way this works is it includes both an extra set of pins as well as these little tools here, kind of little miniature screwdrivers that will go ahead and allow you to take the pins out of the unit on the side there. So to do that, you need to grab both of them at the same time and put one on one side, kind of hold it in place, and one on the other side, and then just simply loosen it up. Typical righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. In this case, just turning it left. You'll see the screw pop out there, very, very small. You can kind of push the other pin out like that, and then it just pulls right on out. Really straightforward. Do the exact same thing on the other side. There we go. That's fallen out there. And now just push this out like that. You should pull it right on out. So there we go. Now we've got the unit by itself. You can see it's very, very thin. Probably the smallest or thinnest GPS watch out there today in the market, as far as I know. This size, just really, really tiny. Next, we'll go ahead and we'll put on one of the other straps. So I'm going to put this little band piece on there for right now. And then go ahead and take it here, and we do the opposite. So it's usually easy to start with the long pin, slide it through that piece there, as far as you can get it to go, just so you can see it kind of lining up on this back side there. Otherwise, it's a bit trickier to do. And then you take the small pin and attempt to stick it in that little hole. Yep. Now this part is where it gets a little bit tricky sometimes, making everything line up. So it usually can take a few tries to get right, especially in the first try there. So there we go. Got to kind of push it in a little bit. The leather is a bit finicky at first compared to the plastic one, just because it's a little bit thicker, and so it doesn't quite line up as well as the other one does. Once you get it on, of course, you're good to go. But getting to that point can be tricky. Okay, now at this point I've got the bottom piece on. I won that small battle. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the top piece on. Now one quick bit of advice, before you do that, ensure that you put the little kind of loop there over this piece there. Otherwise you won't be able to put it on after you put this in, and then the strap would kind of flop around. So be sure you do that before you lock into place. So hopefully the top end will go a little bit quicker now. I'm going to simply just take this, slide it all the way through just like before. Going to give it a bit of a push to kind of pop it in place there. And then now on this side, go ahead and pop that in. Very small little screw, there we go. And lock, and go ahead and tighten this up. So this one is much more cooperative than the last one. And that's it. Very, very simple. Now, of course, at this point, this is brand new leather, so you see it's a bit stiff versus, you know, this rubber here is kind of started to mold around my wrist, but this is only worn for a little less than a day, about 20 hours at this point. So it doesn't take very long, and the leather, I suspect, will probably take just a couple of days or so, at most a week, to get to the point where it's kind of wrapped around the wrist and a bit smoother looking than right now. But there you go, that's how to change the Garmin Vivoactive wristbands. Thanks for watching.